You don't seem to have had a bad experience in prison, Mesha. I don't know. Maybe you.
With me, what I learned when you are there, first of all, accept where you are. Yes, I'm in prison. Yes, I'm in a remand. Then you start adapting that culture. But the moment you live in a denial, my friend, you will die. It's not easy.
A lot of people in denial?
Yeah, a lot of people. I witnessed many people even die because of that.
In the prison?
And the majority of the people who die, these people have a short sentence, either less than 5 months.
And they kill themselves? Or?
Yeah, you get like someone is frustrated, they get sick, they die just like that. And when their sentence is less than even 5 months.
Okay, so for 5 years you're in and out of court.
So 5 years I was in and out of court.
And then in the end they sentenced you.
The day I was sentenced, you remember when the court nullified the election of the president, and the Chief Justice Maraga declared 26th, right?
Right.
The next day after that was my day of going to court. So I left the house. You see, I left the house. Actually, I left my wife, who was pregnant. Okay, I met my wife when I was out of bond.
And you told her what you're going through?
I told her from the beginning. I told her what I was going through. I told her I've been accused with a rape case, and I'm going through this thing. So if you're okay with me, we can go through this thing together. You can help me.
And she agreed to marry.
She agreed with that. So we even used to go to court together. Yeah. So on that day, she was pregnant. Yeah, she was pregnant almost 7 months, 6-7 months pregnant, heavily. That totally, she was a bit tired. So I told her I'm going to court, and I'll be back, because I was supposed to have another meeting somewhere. So I went to court as usual. So before I went to court, when the lady was testifying for a case, and she was totally lying almost in everything she was talking about. Even in her statement at the court, at the police station, she quoted me as a stranger. My lawyer provided every document. I used to pay a visit from the school, from the prison,
the reception
and at the hostel. Everything, you see, we had everything proving that we are no longer strangers. We provided that. To make it worse, that's why now we didn't understand why I was being jailed. The lady said that I left her unconscious when I was leaving the hostel. And when cross-examination with the lawyer, when she was asked, we produced the pictures. You remember I took her some of the pictures?
Yes.
We produced those pictures in court. And she was asked, was this picture taken before or after? You see? And she said the pictures was taken after
the incident.
Mm-hmm. You see? How will you pose as a model for the pictures? Then again you say that you were raped. It was not adding up.
Okay, so in the end, the judge said?
So in the end, I also made a mistake within the court. I took some, when she was testifying, I took some pictures, at least just to remember one day what I went through, which is normal to someone who have never been to court. I never know ignorance before court is a crime. That is what I was told. So, when you are at the dock, there's a Kenya police officer and a prison officer. So the lady who was a Kenya police officer grabbed my phone after she saw me taking the picture. So after grabbing the phone, she said that she wants 1,000 bob to give me back my phone. It didn't interfere with the court session. We even finished everything well. So I called my lawyer to communicate with this lady because we were not understanding each other. So the lawyer said, but this is just a petty issue. Why don't you guys finish it? So the lady turned this story from a petty issue to her being petty. You see, she started shouting, "You are calling me petty." You see that? So she decided let's go to the magistrate. So we went to the chambers. Upon reaching at the chambers, because my phone had a password, so I have to be given the phone back to open the password. So under the supervision of the magistrate. So I opened my password, and the prosecutor took my phone, started going through those pictures, and the magistrate asked, like, why were you doing this? I explained that I'm totally green in this. I just wanted to remember maybe one day when I'm out, this is what I went through. You see. So she said that being that the incident didn't interfere with her case, she has no problem with that. And she even told me, like, next time don't do that. So when we were talking, the prosecutor was going through my pictures now. She went into my gallery. She was now going through my pictures. And upon going through the pictures, she come across some of the pictures. You see, I'm an actor. So some of the pictures she came across was a military combat I was wearing, actually, and a gun, a machine gun, and all those stuff. We were doing a military movie. So you know, when we are doing a military movie, me, I'm an actor. An actor does not know where these things are coming from. You see. So when she saw the pictures, she didn't even talk to me. What she did, she called the DCI. So after calling the DCI, we were still talking. Within few minutes, the guys were there. So immediately after leaving the chambers, those guys, like 3 of them, jumped on me. So it was like, we have to wrestle. You see, they didn't introduce themselves. This guy just arrested me. So the lawyer was like, why is my client being arrested? And where are you taking him? No one was talking. So one of them said, oh, you can follow us to Kilimani police station.
Back to Kilimani.
Back to Kilimani. And now this is another case within the case. You see. So what happened, I was taken to Kilimani, and along the way she was asking, like, they were asking in the Subaru car, like, where are these guns? And I was like, which guns are you talking about? I'm not a criminal. So I was taken to Kilimani. I was taken to Kilimani, the DCI wing. They put me in a certain place, a room actually. So after a few minutes, one of them came, a Luo guy. So he was like, Simba, this is something which is totally, this is something small. What you do, just give us these guns. And I was like, which gun are you talking about? So they had to print the pictures, and they gave me, and I was like, oh, am I being arrested because of this? And I was like, I'm an actor. So I was like, okay, I only know one person who is the casting director of this film, the one I did. So I had to give out the casting director, Nelly Juma, their contact, and they called the Nelly Juma. So when they called Nelly Juma was on his way to airport going to US. You see. So when they called, they were like, do you know Meshach Simba? No one knows me with that name. So he said, no, I don't know Meshach Simba. So they told me, like, you are lying, he doesn't know you. So I told them, what you do, give me a call, let me talk to him. So they put loudspeaker, they call again, and when Nelly picked, I told him, like, oh, this is Mariano Simba, the actor, the tall guy. And I was like, oh, my son, how are you? I'm fine. Then I was like, I've been arrested with the pictures, you see. So after that, he said that, why were you posting those pictures? It's not actually, with the government, they will not understand that easy. But so what he did, he gave out another number, the DOD, the military based in DOD, Amari officer, who was there when we were doing this thing. You know, they normally follow the channel, of receiving this gun legal way. So they called the guy. Unfortunate, when he was being called, he was actually going home. He already was in Nyeri with his family. So we had, like, I had to convince the guy, talk to him, because he knows me. You see, you know, when you are totally different in a group, like, either I was very sharp in